This is the second live for the Rising Sign Oracle Observations. For those who have been following, I have switched the format to going live at 5 every Sunday to give you all your messages, to know what to keep most in mind and heart, to help everything rise into place for your week ahead. So instead of doing the whole spiel again in regards to rising signs and why it's so important for you to know your rising sign, please do tune in to last week's live. At the top, I do give the full intro in regards to that, or just Google or YouTube astrologers and the likes that will be able to explain it a lot better than I, so that you can just get right in and so that we can just get right in. So every Sunday, I'm just going to be jumping right in, starting off with Aries as always, and then going through to Pisces. So here we go. Tapping in for the Aries risings. We're going to be tapping in as always for every rising sign, our foundation frequency with our oracle deck, and then going into some fundamental framework with some tarot. So let's tap right in for the Aries rising sign. Let's see what is in store for you this week for the Aries Rising Collective. Give thanks, Spirit, tapping in for the Aries Rising Collective. Ooh, we got a stack here. We're going to put those back in, try to get clear and concise messages. I do choose just one card for the oracle, so let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Aries Rising, intuition. The red flags you ignore now will come back to bite you later. So whether it's a relationship, somebody new, something that's been brewing, a relationship that has been ongoing, if there are red flags, if there are things that your intuition is telling you, that your gut is telling you, definitely believe that. As they say, when someone shows you who they are, believe them, right? And I have a tendency to look for the pink flags, to pay attention to the pink flags. I don't even wait till they turn red. You know what I'm talking about. And Aries alignment, very fiery, very, again, leader, head of the game, oftentimes Mars ruled. So when you think about sometimes when messages are given, we don't always necessarily follow them. I have Aries stellium myself, so I definitely align with the Aries collective. So sometimes we want to kind of ignore certain things, right? Or feel that we can put the fire out because we're all about the fire. Definitely don't wait till things get out of hand. You want to nip these things in the butt before, like the card says, bite you. And your intuition is strong, so listen. And sometimes we hear, but we don't listen, right? It's about the obedience when the messages and the downloads are given to us. So pay attention, particularly this week, for whatever it is that may be coming through that is pink or red flag related. We've got the Wheel of Fortune in the limbo position. I read cards upright, in reverse, as well as when they come perfectly on the side like this. You did receive the Wheel of Fortune in the limbo position. So this is right away telling me that there's a gamble. It can kind of go for or it can go against. It really depends on how you turn the wheel. I'm getting the energy of Russian roulette right now, and especially tapping into the energy of red flags and paying attention to your intuition. You want to pay attention to what could go awry if there's something that you're aware of. Again, a specific dynamic. It doesn't have to be a personal relationship or a passionate relationship. It could be professional as well. But that ultimately you are clearly getting confirmation for whatever it is that you may have been getting some type of gut reaction and some feeling to, that you're taking a risk, that this is kind of, again, a gamble. So you want to be very particular in regards to that. And then we've got the moon in reverse. So things that are not really being revealed right now are going to come to the surface, but there is potentially some type of denial, something that you don't really want to look at, which is totally in alignment here with the red flags that you may not be paying attention to, that you may not be giving enough credit in that regard, so that you can kind of spare yourself for what could potentially happen and come through later. So definitely pay attention, definitely trust your gut, trust your intuition, and don't be afraid to walk away from something or someone, because you're walking toward yourself and peace of mind. Ultimately, red flags, and again, this energy of being bitten later. Look at the dogs that we have here, right? No accidents there. So you want to be very, very particular so that you're not bit by whatever energy, whatever alignment is giving you a warning right now, and that ultimately you do know exactly what this is referring to or who this is referring to. You may not want to admit it fully, but things are going to definitely start to be more revealed as the week progresses. So I hope that helps. Hope it helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling, it's only up from here. And if you do resonate with this reading, I would love for you to put, I believe there's a red flag or some type of flag of sorts, some type of handkerchief of sort emoji, or put a red heart so that you can remind yourself of the red flag to maintain your heart and your peace of mind. So if you don't see a red flag of sorts, then throw a red heart in the comments below so that you can claim this reading and so that you can pay attention to the red flags. And again, even when they're pink, pay attention to when they're pink. I hope that helps, Aries Rising. We're gonna keep it moving, tapping in to the Taurus Rising collective. Give thanks, give thanks. Thank you, Spirit. Ashe. Taurus Rising. Let's see, for you, honeymoon phase, attending someone's wedding. So if you've got a wedding to go to, if you're going to your own wedding, if you're planning a wedding, if this is an engagement, if this is again planning a honeymoon, maybe you've already gone through the wedding and now you're in the kind of stages of, or maybe you're listening to this and you're on your honeymoon. Beautiful energy. Enjoy yourself. Make sure that as you're in this energy of honeymoon stage, if it's yours in particular, that you try to keep work aside right now. Like really enjoy the time, be with your partner, be in bliss. If you're somewhere where it's sunny and it's warm and you're, in a place of relaxation, like actually enjoy yourself, actually come into an alignment of relaxation, of just being under the sun. Because life is going to continue, and this energy of honeymoon phase could also be in regards to a new relationship, and just let it be what it is. It's just an energy of don't overthink right now, be in the moment, focus on the now. So whether it's an actual honeymoon or an honeymoon phase, this could also be in terms of yourself, something that you love to do that makes you feel like you lose track of time when you're doing it. There's just this pause button on the reality of life. You want to tap into that as much as possible. If this is about going to somebody's wedding, same thing. Go and enjoy yourself. Be a guest, dress up, feel good, leave work wherever it is. Like just don't go into this energy of celebration with too much on your mind. You definitely want to be in this attitude of festivity and celebration and fun and favor, right? So tap in regards to that. This could be also a trip that is in store for you. So if so, enjoy. If it's just a general trip, enjoy yourself. You've got the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So this is an energy where you may have felt stagnant. You may have felt like things weren't moving, and now things are really kind of starting to jog and starting to go. And this is again in alignment with when we see this airplane here, tapping into movement, tapping into travel. So it's time for you to enjoy that. Especially again, if you felt like things were slow. We had a ton of retrogrades, then we had 5 days of no retrograde last week, and now we're starting in with Venus retrograde. So it's now, again, Mars is now direct finally. So that was also very sluggish energy. So you may feel like now, okay, I'm ready to move. I'm ready to go. Maybe there was a trip or something that was on hold, and now you're feeling like it's time. You're getting the confirmation that it's time. And again, to enjoy yourself, to just kind of, reckless abandon, don't be reckless in a negative sense, right? But just have a sense of just enjoying yourself. So that's definitely alignment as well in terms of the Nine of Wands, because the Nine of Wands is something that gives us an energy of being on guard, being too in the mind, feeling like you need to be in a defense mode. You want to kind of put that energy down right now. Again, just be in more of an energy of festivity. This can also be tapping into where you are. Let's say it is at this wedding. Let's say it's your own wedding. And there's always an energy of maybe not being around people that you would choose to be around, right? When we think about weddings and funerals, you tap in and you come back into alignment with some family members that you may not have seen for a long time. And it's not necessarily always a good energy. And you may be overthinking in terms of preparing yourself for that particular encounter, or if the situation happened or whatever the case is. Try in this regard to not go in with the chip on your shoulder, give the benefit of the doubt in that sense, and be on the defensive in the sense of preparing yourself in case of anything, but don't be defensive in the sense of coming in, like I said, with this chip on your shoulder, like you're expecting there to be drama and trauma. Be ready, be prepared, but go in with a lot more of a lighthearted nature. Lead with that, So that way, hopefully you're leading by example instead of them expecting you to be coming in with the same chip that they're ready for. And then they come in with it. And ultimately, you have a potential to diffuse something before it even has time to start because of your energy of just being light and airy and here for celebration and here for the positive energy for that gathering, the positive reason for that gathering versus the fact that, oh no, we have to sit at the same table. You know what I mean? Like just try to keep that energy light. Just in terms of, again, terms of honeymoon, in terms of relationships, in terms of gathering, celebration, whatever the particular environment is, try to be as lighthearted as you can and take the chance and take the leap ultimately. And hopefully things will be different, but it can only be different if you come in an energy that's different. So I hope that helps. For the Taurus Rising Collective. I hope it helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. And if you do claim this reading, then I would love for you to put the airplane emoji in the comments below so that you can prepare yourself for whatever flight, whatever movement, whatever progress, celebration, heightened energy, right? The airplanes are up in the sky. You want to be in a high vibrational energy as you're tapping into whatever this environment potentially is going to be. So airplane emoji in the comment section if you claim this reading. And I thank you to the Taurus Rising Collective. And we're going to move it on. We're going to move along to the Gemini Rising Collective. Let's see what is in store for my Gemini Risings. Give thanks, Spirit. All right, we have got for the Gemini Rising caution. Find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. Take time, be easy, whatever this is, whether it's professional, whether it's passionate, whether it's personal, you want to take your time. There's been kind of warning energy. If anybody's been listening from the beginning for all of the rising signs, there was red flags, and now we're thinking about, potential drama in regards to family and coming together. And now we're leading into an energy of caution and of taking time and not overworking. Not overworking is also not overworking the mind, so not overthinking. So being in the energy of now, being in the moment as much as possible, but being discerning. Discernment is the best way to be cautious so that you're not just making a decision willy-nilly, so that you're not, paying attention to your surroundings and making sure that you're aligning the mind and the heart. And that's what's going to also help you not overthink, and then at the same time not help you overfeel, because sometimes we overfeel and then we get ourselves in the same kind of problems that we can get into when we overthink. So the balance is really, really important. And I think that is, if anything, more so what this caution is about. And the balance is about information. Discernment is about information. Gathering all of the information, all of the details as much as you can, stir it all up in the pot so that you can make the best decision for you in regards to that particular dynamic or environment. So let's see, going further with some tarot for the Gemini Rising Collective. Give thanks, Spirit. What else would you have the Gemini Rising Collective know in regards to this caution? You've got the Lover's card in the upright position. You've got the Ten of Swords in the upright position and the Three of Wands in the reversal position. So I'm going to start off with the Lover's card here because we've got our major arcana and we're tapping into an energy of choice. We're tapping in an energy of partnership. It is blessed. It is a sense of union ultimately. And this could be in regards to the caution, the not overthinking, not overfeeling, and finding the balance. The Lover's card is also very much about balance, of finding that equilibrium in this particular relationship, in this particular dynamic. Caution doesn't mean that it's something negative. It's just that you want to be as discerning and as particular as you can, especially if it's something that you want to preserve, especially if it's something that you want to see expand and you want to grow. And oftentimes we are overthinking because of a previous betrayal, because of something that happened, because of feeling stabbed in the back, feeling bleak, feeling a sense of, lack of hope. And, this is what happened to me before, really being stuck in the past. They say it's darkest before the dawn, but sometimes we focus on the dark instead of focusing on the dawn. And the Ten of Swords reminds us to focus on the dawn and that the sun will come out tomorrow if you choose to focus on the sun. So in this regard, when you're cautious, and this is why at the top I was like, be mindful to not be too in your mind, but at the same time also to not be too in your heart, because with the energy of the Lovers here and then coming in with the Ten of Swords, this is very much heart-centered and this is very much mind-centered. And then the Six energy brings in this energy of bringing in the balance, divine masculine, divine feminine, finding that union and that unison that is so important for you to have a very healthy, stable dynamic with self and source, first and foremost, always, but with any union that you're coming into. The Three of Wands is an energy of waiting for your ships to come in and feeling a sense of delay. There is a little bit of a holdup, there's a little bit of a delay, and that delay in regards to what you're being cautious about, in regards to a particular union that you're waiting for or that you may be in, but you're again being maybe too much in your mind, is what could be potentially delaying things. The Wands is about passion, it's about creativity, it's the fire energy. So there can also be an energy of making sure that you don't take any physical movements too quickly. That could be the caution that is important as well, to take your time so that you can really get to know the person, so that things can build, so that you can be friends first before you come into the energy of Lovers. That is where I'm kind of seeing this energy of why the balance is so important, and that you don't want to jump too far ahead. And that ironically, the Ten of Swords can actually help in some regards in terms of that, because you will not necessarily jump into something too quickly because of a past hurt, but you also want to again find the perfect balance so that you're not taking too long in regards to what happened in the past, because then you're also putting detriment on you, on the other person, on the relationship in general, because of swords that are still kind of sticking out of your back, right? Take the time that's needed to heal, communicate, which is the most important, especially if this is resonating in regards to a particular dynamic that you are hoping to grow and to build and to preserve, to be expressive about what it is that you're feeling and what it is that you're going through, but then also trying your best to not, make yourself too much of a victim because of the betrayal. It happened. There's no doubt. There's no question. And nobody wants to take that necessarily from you. But you do have to just question how long you want to hold on to a particular pain, especially if it is going to cause some type of detriment or prevention for there to be pleasure in more ways than one in the future with someone else. So I hope that resonates. I do hope that helps for the Gemini Rising collective. Hope everything rises into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. And if you do resonate with that reading, then I would love for you to put any of the hearts in the comment section below, just so that you can come into alignment with heart healing. I'm definitely feeling an energy of needed heart healing through your predicament and whatever you're dealing with and going through in regards to those cards, so that you can again be in the energy of caution, discernment, but clearing any wounds, any drama, any trauma, so that you're not delaying or causing any detriment to something that can be really, really good for you that is already here or coming in the future. So I hope that helps. Gemini Risings. Hello, Ra One. Thank you for joining. Hello, Keith the Hunter. Thank you for joining. Yes, these are tarot cards, and I cannot predict the future. I can give you some ideas of what sliding doors, what things could be in store. And ultimately, my readings are always about confirmation and not information. So it will always resonate if it is something that is meant for you, or it won't. So tune in, see if something taps in. It's all about rising signs. So if you know your rising sign, that's what we're talking about here. And getting into the Cancer Rising collective right now. So watch back if you've missed yours. They'll be posted as well. So Cancer Rising, your turn, your turn. Let's see what is in store for the Cancer Rising collective. We have got Spy. Someone's got their eye on you. You are doing your research. So there's two energies here. Someone's doing research on you while you're doing research on someone else. Someone checking on you while you checking on someone. So there's a double spy energy here. So this is interesting because this can also be tapping into social media. Somebody just watching you online, but isn't really, confident potentially enough to come and actually speak to you or say something. This could also be not to say positive, right? It really depends. We're going to definitely get more in terms of the tarot to get a better idea as to the energy behind this voyeurism that seems to be happening here. But if it is some type of mutual thing, and for example, if you're researching somebody, if you're kind of, social stalking somebody or whatever the case is, chances are that they might be doing the same to you in some regards. So there could be some type of interesting alignment there. And we'll see who breaks the silence first. That could be interesting. Let's see. Let's see. Give thanks for the Cancer Rising Collective. Tapping in for some further clarification on this spy energy. Thanks, Spirit. Tapping in for the Cancer Rising. You've got a flip out here. You've got the Hanged Man. So we're going to start with this because we've got, I was going to say Major Arcana, but we've got a double Major Arcana here. So this is very fundamental energy here in regards to this nature of spying. This right here is doing something opposite than you would normally do. So even the fact that you may be looking and checking on somebody socially or whatever it is, going to check where they work, certain things, it may be something that you're not really accustomed to doing, and you're a little bit shocked by how much they're intriguing you and how much you want to learn about them. Scanning their page, making sure you don't like it by mistake, making sure you don't check the stories so that they don't see your name. You know what I mean? Like, these are things that you might be doing that you've never really done before. So this is interesting because it shows there's something more in regards to what's piquing your interest with this person than anybody previously. So be okay with that and make sure that you're not doing anything that you feel is too out of character, but at the same time, you do want to step outside of a box. The Hangman is saying again to, for example, if you feel like you can't comment and like and show your energy is there on their page, do it. Just click on the like, baby steps, whatever it is that's just going to put your energy on their radar, follow them, whatever it is, and just kind of see how things work, how things move. Instead of being in the background, being in the shadows. This is the moon energy that's basically saying that you're hiding and that you're keeping yourself under wraps. Likewise, they may be doing the same, especially because the spy energy here is reading that it could be going both ways. So if y'all are both playing chicken, right, and nobody is showing themselves literally to actually show up, to come to the light, right, instead of staying underground, then how are you going to know? It's like we watch these, soap operas and all the things, and then you realize two people like each other, but nobody says anything, and then they end up dating the other person, but all they had to do was say something, and then they would have been happily ever after, right? So this is the energy that I'm getting here, that it's really just an energy of being a little bit more confident, pushing yourself outside of a box, taking the chance, because what's the worst that can happen, right? You're not going to just show up at their job. Don't do anything crazy and stalkerish, you know what I'm saying? But just putting yourself very simply on their radar, so that way the door's open and that you never know. Sometimes somebody's just waiting for that little indication that you see them. And that's all they need to be able to make the move that you've been waiting and hoping that they would make. So if you want the move to be made, maybe you need to be the one to make the move. We'll see. Let me know, Cancer Rising. But that is your message for this week. I hope that helps. I hope that it helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It's only up from here. And if you do claim this reading, I want you to put the cell phone emoji in the comments below, just to tap into communication, tap into a little like, a little comment on a social media profile, if that is what, you find yourself not doing or trying to not do. Tap in and open the door to some communication. You never know. Keeping it moving for the Leo Rising Collective. Let's go, Leo. Let's see what we got for you, Leo. Tapping in, give thanks, Spirit, for the Leo Risings. Help everything rise into place. Ashe. All right. We have got Mercury retrograde, which we are definitely going to be getting into on the 14th, I believe. Electronic issues, communication issues, review everything. As we know, Mercury rules communication, rules contracts, rules technology. Make sure you check your bank statement and make sure everything is working the way that it's supposed to. Make sure that your credit card's not being used and swiped, and all kinds of stuff you want to make sure of. You want to review, you want to redo, you want to retreat, you want to, all of the energy, all those rewords is all about the retrograde. We have Venus retrograde right now, and Mercury is going to be joining. With the tapping into a retrograde energy, you want to just be cautious. You want to not rush into anything. You don't want to start anything new. So because we do have a couple of days before the retrograde, we're still in the retro shade energy. You do want to be as particular as you can be with anything that you don't want to be slowed down. So if there's anything that you can wrap up before the 14th, you want to try to do that, so that come the 14th, you can kind of just sit back and be in this energy of, all right, I finished what I wanted to get done, especially if it's something that you want to start and finish between now and the 14th. If there's things that you've already started, you don't necessarily have to wrap them up before this, but there's just a higher likelihood that there's not going to be any delays, any snags and such if you're able to wrap that up, especially in regards to communication. If there's anything that you need to say, anything that you need to express that you don't want to feel like your throat chakra is tight, or that you have to wait, or that there's going to be more of a potential for an explosive reaction or retaliation, then you might want to take the time to express that before the retrograde actually comes into effect. Let's see what is going on with tarot. We've got, King of Swords and the Three of Wands in reversal position. So this is definitely confirming Mercury retrograde energies right here. King of Swords in the reversal position is, it's kind of, when you think about the King of Swords in the upright, it's really slicing through truth. It's being very harsh sometimes and very honest and very straight to the point. But in the reversal energy, it's kind of holding things back, not really saying anything right now. So this is very much in preparation for Mercury retrograde. So again, confirming that if there is anything that you need to say before you get into the reversal position, you want to try your best to say that. Movement, passion, gusto, drive, creativity, anything that you want things to keep moving, you want to, again, try to do that as quickly as you can in some ways, because the Three of Wands in the reversal position is going to be slowing things up a little bit once the Mercury retrograde starts. And it's okay. There is no rush, ultimately. This is really just about you deciding if there is anything urgent. It's a heads up to keep in mind that Mercury retrograde is a few days away. So once you are aware of that and getting this, especially as the Leo Rising collective, then it's just a heads up that Spirit is giving you to see what you can tighten up as quickly as you can before the retrograde takes in effect, because there is definitely going to be a slow up of energy in regards to technology and communication and contracts, and again, mostly in terms of our dynamics, right? Because we need to communicate with each other ultimately. So whatever you need to say it, especially if it's about your dreams and your passions and your creativity and what makes you feel like it's about your ambitions and what you want to keep moving. You want to try to express that to the interested parties and the involved parties, so that things can continue to move even when there's a slow up, and that you don't feel like you're on hold, especially through the retrograde. So I do hope that helps. I hope that helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It's only up from here. So my Leo rising signs, if you do resonate with this reading, I would love for you to put any of the communication emojis, whether it's a pen, the pencil, there's a hand with the writing. This could also be about writing a letter, right? Just kind of expressing yourself, getting it out. So any of those emojis, put that in the comment section below so that you can prepare yourself for whatever it is that you need to express and say before the Mercury retrograde takes effect, which is also coming in with a very powerful lunar eclipse. So it's going to be combustible energy. So you might want to say what you need to say before that happens. Okay? I hope that helps. I hope that helps for the Leo risings. And I see Queen Ro. How you doing, Queen? Alafia. Peace, peace. Thank you for joining. Tapping in for the rising signs. Up next, we've got a Virgo Rising. The Virgo Risings. Let's see what is in store for you this week. Virgo Rising signs. Give thanks, Spirit. Thank you. Give it time. Everything in divine timing. Let things flow. Timing is truly divine. When we tap into harvest season, which is continuous, right? There's not just one day of harvest, because why would we want it all at the same time, right? There's so much more in store. Just keep planting seeds. Just know that everything happens in that divine time. Let nature take its course. That ultimately shows such favor and faith and gratitude to your spirit team, to your ancestors, because you're letting them know, I trust you. You're letting them know, I know you know what you're doing. And yeah, I might want it right now, but guess what? I might not always get what I want, but I will always get what I need. And when you come into an alignment of divine timing and realizing that, again, things are only going to grow when it's time, and that ultimately you want ripe fruit, so you're not going to rush the process. Who needs that when you know that you can stare at the strawberry for as long as you want, but you're not going to eat it when it's still white or green, right? You're going to wait until it's bright red, until it's juicy. So that is exactly how we should be approaching everything else, every other seed that we are planting. Give it time. And by giving it time, there's not that you're just sitting on your hands and waiting, right? You're cultivating this seed. You're watering this seed. You're making sure that this seed is getting sun. You're singing to this seed, and then it starts to percolate through the surface. And we have to remind ourselves that we might not see the growth because the roots always happen under the soil. I always align the soil and the soul. So no matter what, when we are under the soil, when there are roots growing under the soil, we cannot see that, but there is growth that is happening. And it's through the faith and it's through the patience, ultimately, that we are going to be able to see that sprout actually be able to come through the surface. So faith is all about the unseen. Stay with your faith, stay with your favor, and you will absolutely see that sprout, which can only happen when the roots start that are unseen. That's from there that you're going to be able to actually cultivate and be able to have that ripe fruit and that harvest when it is time. So just give it time, let nature take its course, let it flow. So that is an alignment of watering those seeds, right? Let it flow. Give thanks, Spirit, and look at that. We've got the Page of Pentacles, all about planting that seed. Oh, look at the seeds. Look at the seeds. Virgo Rising. You are planting this seed, number one energy, right? Because the Ace of Pentacles is a one energy, but the Page of Pentacles is also a single energy. When you think about holding that single seed that you're about to plant, that is going to come into this kind of harvest, this kind of fruition. This is why it's about give it time. This is why it's all about everything that I just said, divine timing and the harvest and making sure that you are basically being in an alignment of patience and gratitude for that ripe to come. Look at how ripe. The 10 of Pentacles is not just about the seeds being planted and coming to fruition. This is infinite abundance. This is generational wealth. This is inheritance. This is having something legacy to pass on to generations to come. Starting with a single seed, starting with faith, starting with the patience of giving it time and knowing that everything happens in the time that it's supposed to. And why would this not be worth the wait? Number 10, energy of new cycles, new beginnings. Again, infinite abundance. You cannot go wrong with the patience that is required for this kind of fruition that is meant for you. Incredible. Incredible for you, Virgo Rising. I love that. So I hope that resonates. I hope that it helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. And if you do resonate with this reading, I would love for you to put that sprout emoji in the comment section below. This one that looks just like this, the green. Throw that down there so that you can remind yourself of all that is growing, all that is happening, and the incredible abundance and fruition that is in store for you. Give thanks, Virgo Rising. I hope that helps. Keeping it moving for the Libra Rising collective. Let's see what is in store. Libra Risings for this week to help everything rise into place. Give thanks. Vacation. You will be traveling soon. You got a bae, or you gonna get you a bae? It's still kind of cuffing season. I know spring's like, around the corner, but Libra Rising, it looks like you're going to be going on a trip. You're going to be cuddling up and cozying up with somebody, but tapping into the energy of whatever it is that you want with somebody else. Ultimately, you have to be able to tap into that energy for yourself. So if you don't have a bae and you don't got somebody to go on a vacation with, this is about you. And it could be a staycation, right? tapping into however it makes sense for you. You don't have to get on a plane to be on vacation. You can rent a hotel room for a couple of nights or one night. You can be at home and run yourself a bath. You can do anything to make yourself feel like you're on vacation. Just go get a massage, take yourself out to dinner, buy yourself some roses, whatever is going to make you feel like it's a special day. This is a special moment. This is not just a regular day. That's what this energy is all about. But if there is a specific alignment with you going on a trip, or if there was a question if you should go on a trip, there's confirmation here. Ultimately, many times we are in a relationship and it's going a certain way, we're not really sure. And when you go on vacation or vacation, things really, really kind of reveal themselves, right? You really know when you're staying in a hotel room with somebody and you're having dinner with them and you're there with them 24/7 or 24/3, however many days the trip is. You really start to see things about people, right? You kind of quasi living together for that time, and a lot is revealed. So more often than not, you get closer on a vacation or you realize this ain't it. Either way, the clarity is always abundant. Go on the trip. At least you'll know, whatever it is, right? At least you'll know, at least you'll grow. So take the chance, take the travel, see what happens. See what happens. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening further for the Libra Rising Collective on this vacation. Potentially taking this trip. And you may, oh, you're going. Oh, you're going. You're taking the trip. Could be by car too. You may not necessarily, it could be a road trip. Looks like it might be a road trip, and that too is very revealing. You know what I mean? The backseat driver potential, who's going to be doing the navigation versus who's driving. If you're stopping in hotels and motels on the way, you know what I mean? Like all of that reveals a lot when you're tapping into a particular relationship. So we got stack energy here. I'm going to have to keep shuffling on that. That was way too many cards, which says something in itself. This seems like a... Ooh, there's some heavy energy. I don't know. Libra Rising. You're going. You're definitely overthinking it though. It's kind of keeping you up at night a little bit. Maybe this is something that already happened and it didn't go so well, whatever it is, or this is kind of giving you a heads up and a warning that you'll go on the trip and it might not go the way that you want it to go. But again, the clarity is going to be closure at the very least. You're going to know, and it's important to know regardless of what it is, right? Like it's important to know. Take the leap of faith. Fool card is here saying, again, this is so very much all about traveling, all about going and packing light. Pack light. This is also leaving the trauma and the drama at the door. Don't bring old stuff. Don't take anything more than you need. That's what the Fool card is saying as well. And to just jump off the cliff. This could be also about excursions on the trip, of doing something adventurous and doing something fun, stepping outside of boxes, because at the very least, you're going to do something to expand yourself regardless of what happens at the end of it. Enjoy the moment as much as you can. Page of Wands is a new beginning. This could be somebody that's younger than you as well. You could be in a very energy of, they make you feel young, you know, a joie de vivre kind of energy. And it's very passionate, you know, dynamic as well. Enjoy yourself. Just go, see, feel, and ultimately you'll be able to get more intel. Definitely when you think about traveling with someone and taking the kind of leap of faith, when you're in your head too much, you're not going to have to think. Listen, if that was any confirmation for a road trip, I don't know what was. You're about to hit the road. Be safe, enjoy yourself, and take the intel. Get the information that is required so that you can make whatever decision you need to make about the relationship after you get to learn so much more when you take this trip with this person. So there it is for the Libra Rising Collective. Put a suitcase emoji in the comment section below because you going somewhere. It's probably going to be by car. Chariot was there and we heard that big vroom vroom right outside the window. So enjoy, and again, be safe, and let me know how it goes. Let me know how it goes if this is hitting the head for somebody specific in the Libra Rising Collective. And let's keep it moving for Scorpio Risings. Ooh, you saw that? you've got earth signs here, Scorpio risings, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So you may be dealing with one of these signs. You could be one of these in terms of your big three rising. It could be a sun sign. Maybe your sun sign is one of these three, or your moon sign. It's going to be very revealed, but ultimately it's tapping into the energy of earth, tapping into the energy of feeling grounded, grounding yourself as much as you can, depending on the weather. If you can be outside barefoot, just to get that wusa energy, clearing your energy. If it's still chilly and you can't be outside, potentially get a grounding mat. I've got two personally. I cannot do without grounding, and I'm in New York, so I can't ground all year round, so I need to bring that in the space into my home. So, and I'm an earth sign, I'm sun sign Taurus, so, and a Virgo moon. So I need that energy of grounding and of earth, the energy of planting seeds, plucking weeds. So this could be what is necessary for you to make sure, again, you just feel the sense of stability that sometimes water signs ultimately need because of the energy of flow. Sometimes we just, you need to kind of come into this energy of solidity and stability. So let's see what else is coming through for Scorpio Rising Collective. Empress energy in the upright position, more earth energy here, and creation energy. And then we've got the Three of Wands in the reversal position. So you're waiting for something to come in. And this is why the grounding is so important, because you're building and birthing something. It's still in the gestation period though. So there may be a sense of impatience that you're experiencing right now because you kind of want it to happen sooner than it's happening. But it's the reminder of divine timing. It's the reminder that our spirit guides always got us and will always give us what we need. It may not be what we want. It's not always what we want. And we do have to submit and surrender to self and source in regards to that. So the slow up, or this kind of delay that we might be feeling, we have to switch the mindset so that we don't think of it as a delay, because then that's going to bring in impatience. And I always think of impatience kind of creates the spiritual procrastination, because then it helps us add to the delay. It makes us add to the delay because our mindset is feeling like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. You're pregnant with the energy, you're pregnant with the attitude, you're pregnant with the idea. It's just about when it's time. And if you're a mother, or for anybody that knows the technicalities and the science and the biology is what it is, when baby's ready, baby's ready. You can induce, there could be other ways that are not to say natural, right? That could make baby come faster. But ultimately, if we're talking about a natural birth, if we're talking about a natural flow, if we're talking about things happening and letting nature take its course, baby's gonna come when baby's ready. So this is exactly the alignment here that the Empress is reminding you of, that the earth elements are reminding you of, that you don't want to rush this process, that you don't want to feel like it's taking too long. You don't want to feel like it's delayed. Everything is happening in divine timing. And when it's time, it's the same thing when we think about harvest season and waiting for something to be ripe because we don't want to eat bitter fruit anyway. You don't want a premature baby, ideally, right? You don't want things to happen before it's fully fleshed out, or that a manifestation comes before it has time to really fully form, so that it can be as fleeting and kind of go as quickly as it came. You want it to be solid. You want it to be grounded, right? This is, again, tapping into the earth signs and why it's so important to tap in regards to what the Empress means and the full fruition. This is a very creative project, and whatever it is that you're doing, and you want it to make an impact. You don't want it to be fleeting, again. So let it take its time. Be patient. Let it flow. Absolutely let it flow. So I hope that resonates. I hope it helps everything rise into place, Scorpio rising. And if you do resonate with this reading, I would love for you to put the rock emoji in the comments below, because I want you to remind yourself of the stability, of the solidity of this dream, of this creative process and endeavor, this baby ultimately that you were gestating, that is solid, and that you want it to remain solid. You don't want it to crumble. You want it to come through and to make the impact that it is meant to. Rock solid energy is what you want, and it's going to take whatever time it's going to take. And know the timing is divine, and everything happens when it's supposed to. It's all for you, always for you. So I hope that resonates. I hope it helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. For the Scorpio Rising Collective, give thanks. Keeping it moving. For the Sagittarius Risings, see what is in store for you this week. Sagittarius Rising. Someone else. Someone is in the middle. Someone is trying to sabotage this. We've got a third party situation here. We've got somebody trying to meddle. This again could be personal. It could be professional. It can be platonic. Whatever it is. And if it's resonating, you know who it is. Pay attention. Be cautious. And make sure that you are not being the one that's putting yourself in the middle. Make sure that you're not the meddler. Know that if this is a third wheel kind of energy and you have the power to remove yourself from it, that is what Spirit is asking you to do. Don't be the someone else, ultimately. So this could be touchy for someone that might be in a relationship with someone who is in another relationship. If there's any infidelity, anything in regards to that, if you are unsure if somebody is being faithful, this is a kind of confirmation that there may be reason for you to be questioning that. Again, it's about the gut. Like I say, my readings are about confirmation. They're not about information. So if you know, if you feel, and then this is coming through, then it is confirming what you already, in your soul already ultimately knows. So again, this could be you deciding to remove yourself from a situation that is third party and being aware if you're in a dynamic where you feel potentially like you may be being cheated on, that you're honest with yourself about that and deciding if you're going to accept that ultimately. So pay attention to that. The middle energy, that monkey in the middle energy. If you feel like a third wheel, if you are a third wheel, if you know that somebody else could potentially be that, you want to be as discerning as you can and make the decision ultimately of what serves you and what works and what doesn't work. And always making sure to try to be as empathetic as you can, to put yourself in the shoes of whoever may be the one that could be more hurt from this third party situation, and then doing everything in your power to balance that karma in that sense, and ending it in that regard, ending whatever it is that could potentially hurt the other person if you have the power to end that potential hurt. Pay attention to that for sure. The energy of sabotage is very important to pay attention to, because anything that we can do to sabotage someone else, ultimately we're sabotaging ourselves. Energy is never dying. It's just constantly cyclical, and it's got to go somewhere. We reap what we sow. Karma is real. All of these things, right? So anything that we are doing and putting out there for somebody else has a potential to come right back to us. So as long as you are doing something that you don't feel is putting you at risk and that you're not worried about coming back to you, then you've got nothing to worry about. But if you can honestly say that you're potentially in something that you wish wouldn't be something that happened to you, then do everything that you can to not continue to engage in that particular dynamic, to not be the saboteur, because one day you could be the one on the other side of it, you know? We've got the Emperor card here. So this is right away what I'm getting is this third party dynamic, and particularly for those who are feeling it as the other woman, for example, that's right away got the other, whoever's getting this, you may be the other woman. And the Emperor is very charismatic. He is fiery. He is passionate. He is somebody that can really pull you in, reel you in, make you feel like the only one. I can assure you, she feels like that too. So this is just a question for yourself of how potentially in denial you want to be. If you're okay with it, and this is not something that your conscience is kind of making you feel some type of way about, then no judgment, right? But if ultimately you're feeling a sense of, I don't think I should do this, is this real? What am I doing? Questioning that, you know why you're doing it. And why you're doing it is because of the attraction, you know, because of the potential lust, because of the love, right? Whatever it may be, you may be more loyal to this person, ironically, when they're not loyal to you or loyal to the other potential person, right? So this is where there's always a little bit of a question whenever there is a third party situation, this notion of loyalty, because we somehow are loyal to somebody who is not loyal. And that makes sense for us, right? So just pay attention to that, because the truth of the matter is anything someone can do to someone else, they can ultimately do to us. So we can decide we're going to be in something, if you choose to be in this thing and hoping that it's going to lead them closer to you, that may happen. but there's no guarantee that you then will not be the one that is also left out in the cold when they find someone new, because that's especially how you engaged and how you started and initiated the dynamic in the first place. So keep that in mind. We've got the Six of Cups in the limbo position. This right here, if we're tapping into this someone else, tapping into this Emperor energy, this can also be somebody that was an ex, somebody that you've known since you were a child, have a really, really tight, close bond with. This could be twin flame. This can be a soulmate. This could be somebody that just has such a draw. You have such an attraction to this person that you feel out of control in that sense, that the rules don't apply. And that in itself could be very detrimental, because there are still going to be rules and there's still consequences to any choice that we make. But this is the reason that kind of has you potentially stuck in some ways, because of the nostalgia, because of the memories, because of the loyalty, because of how way back you go in that sense. And you just have to decide exactly what makes the most sense for you, but try not to only think for you and think just about yourself, and looking at the bigger picture and everybody involved, and trying to make as much of a decision that kind of thinks about the collective. When I tap into energies of things that we might want, but we look at the grand scheme of things and it may not be the best choice, even though we're sure it's what we want, I refer to that as sacred sacrifice. And when we tap into an energy of sacred sacrifice, there are certain things and people that we do have to give up for the greater good, for everybody involved. So tap into the energy, if this is resonating with you, with the notion of sacred sacrifice, and acknowledging what can you gain more than what it is that you're thinking that you're giving up for the greater good, because you will be rewarded for it if you feel in some ways that there's a part of you that doesn't feel quite right about a choice that you're making, especially if it's a choice that involves the potential heartache and heartbreak of somebody else that is none the wiser about a particular situation or dynamic. Okay. Heavy stuff, Sagittarius rising. But if that resonates, and I do hope that at the very least it helps everything rise into place, nothing is falling, it is only up from here. If it does resonate with you, I would love for you to, the emoji I got was a broken heart. The broken heart emoji, because I do feel like anytime we're dealing with someone in the middle and sabotage and potential infidelity, somebody's heart's gonna get broken, ultimately. Whoever it may be, there are 3 potential hearts that can get broken, which is just a higher likelihood of a heart getting broken. The more hearts in the mix, the higher likelihood of a heart getting broken. So unfortunately, that's your emoji. And maybe that's the emoji that's needed in spirit set, so that it can kind of be in your face in a sense, so that you can really be as discerning as you can as you navigate this situation. So heartbreak emoji in the comment section below. Thank you, Sagittarius Rising. Let's keep it moving. Capricorn Rising. Let's see how it's going for you this week. Tapping into the Capricorn Rising collective. Give thanks, Spirit, that you have them know at this time. Tapping in Capricorn Rising. Move on. Someone is unavailable, a waste of time. It's over. I'm sorry. But this could be exactly what you needed to hear right now, so that you can literally walk through this new door. We have been in portal energy. We are in 3-9. We had 3-3 portal. We had our 3-6-9 portal. We've got 3-9-9 right now. So there's no accident for this window of the 3-6-9 energy, the key to the universe, the code of the universe, 3-6-9 alignment, to be in an energy of walking through a new door, walking through portals to get to the other side, the more in store on the other side of that door. We cannot increase until we release. We cannot plant seeds until we pluck weeds. This is all about moving on, and we can only move on and fully get what is in store, what is meant for us, if we leave the past behind, if we leave a specific relationship or dynamic or environment, so that we can see what is ahead. This is 8 of Cups energy. When we think about, we don't necessarily know what is ahead, but we know what's behind. And when we know it ain't it, we got to keep moving. This is really just that. Keep on moving and just go and see what happens. Go to flow, to grow, to glow, ultimately. Because if you're in this thing, whatever it may be, and you don't feel like it is it, and it doesn't feel vibrant, and it doesn't feel happy, and it doesn't feel expansive, and it doesn't feel like it's going somewhere, then you're choosing to be stuck. You're choosing to stay in something that is going to be, kind of quelling your energy and keeping you tight and keeping you small. If you know that you want more, if you know that you are more, then you have to choose more. You have to demand more. You have to name more. You have to claim more. You have to command more. And the best way and easiest way to do that is just to go, is just to move. Sometimes we don't even need to explain it. It's not about ghosting per se. You can say this is what it is, but you don't have to explain yourself or try to convince somebody about how you feel. It's just about informing them. And when you're sure of what it is that's next for you, or even if you don't know what's sure in terms of what's next, but you just know that what it is ain't it, that's all you need to say. And then take that leap of faith to keep moving and see what is next, what the move is going to present for you. Let's tap into some tarot. Capricorn Risings for moving on. Look at that. Wheel of Fortune in the reversal position, and then the 10 of Cups in the upright position. You've got to take the gamble, and you're unsure about it right now. And I get that. But this kind of confirmation that it's over, move on, it's time to spin the wheel and take another chance, because what's on the other side of this door is like supreme love and family union and like abundance in every way, a new cycle, a new beginning. You've got double tens here. You got double tens here with the Wheel of Fortune and the 10 of Cups. It doesn't get any better than that. But with the reversal here is still you kind of questioning this step. And this is where it is a toss-up. This is where it is a gamble and a spin the wheel, and it can go either way. This is not guaranteed, because this is what's on the other side of this door. This is on the other side of the move on, of the allowing it to be over. But when you're still kind of at the wheel, playing Russian roulette, not really sure what you're going to do, this is not necessarily going to come through for you, because the Wheel of Fortune coming through in the reversal position with this question of, are you going to move on? There's still a question. You're still questioning it. So this is not guaranteed if you stay where you are. Again, pluck weeds to plant seeds. Release to increase. This is the increase that can only happen with the release. So the question is, are you going to spin the wheel? Are you going to choose a new timeline? Which is what this looks like. And it's totally up to you. Totally up to you. But there is a lot on the other side of the door if you decide to walk through it. Capricorn Rising, I do hope that that resonates. I hope that it helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling, it is only up from here. And if it does resonate, I would love for you to put the door emoji in the comments below so that you can remind yourself that all you got to do is open that door and walk through it. You've already got the key. It's unlocked. You didn't even need the key. It's unlocked. The question just is, are you going to turn that knob? No. It's open. That door is open. No need for lock, no need for key. The door is open. You're just on the threshold. You are on the threshold. The question is, do you walk through it and get to this? Let me know. I'd love to know. I hope that helps. Peace. Keeping it moving. Aquarius Risings, my fellow Aquarius Risings, I am one of you. Let us see what is in store for us this week. No, that came out quickly. Moving, change of residence, moving in with your partner. I've been moving, yeah, I've been moving. It is time for serious movements. I've been feeling it. I actually just recently moved, so I'm still in this frequency of moving and, settling in and all of that stuff. But I'm constantly in this energy of what's next, like excited about what's next. And there's a lot of other things that I won't get into personally, but definitely in alignment. So if you have been thinking about moving, if you were in the process, if you're packing, if you're in any frequency like that, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And if it's about moving in with somebody else, whether it's a partner, whether it's a roommate, you're getting confirmation that this is a good move, that this is going to work out for you. So let's tap into tarot and get a little bit more in regards to that. Moving energy for my my fellow Aquarius risings. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. See, very good, very good. And the Knight of Swords. Absolutely, do the move. Don't even waste time. You're good to go. It is going to be swift. It's going to be quick. There's a quickening that is happening right now, especially when you come into the energy of fortune, of faith, of favor, believe and receive that this is the right move. This is the right step to take. This is the right progress. Because again, when you tap into the Wheel of Fortune, yes, it's all about spinning the wheel and anything can happen, but the upright energy is showing a fortune, something that is really good that's going to come out of this, and very fixed, solid, stable energy. And then we've got our Knight of Swords that will also tell us not to be hasty, but that there's a swiftness that is coming. So as long as you're not hasty in the sense of not doing your homework and doing your research and making sure that you're hashing everything out before you make the move, that you're going through all of the details and logistics and all of that stuff, everything shows a go for this move. And timing is divine, absolutely. But at the same time, I do believe that things are going to start to move very, very quickly. And things are going to start to show themselves, particularly this week, in regards to what is going to happen next. We've got a Mercury retrograde that is coming in with this lunar eclipse on the 14th. So a lot is going to happen between today and the 14th to move forward in regards to this before we feel the sense of the slow up that Mercury retrograde is going to bring. So as much as that things that can get researched and tied up and figured out between now and the 14th is going to be really, really beneficial for the forward momentum and the fruition and the fortune and the fast in regards to this move. So that's really good. That's really good. That's really good. So if this resonates, and I do hope that it does, and I do hope that it helps everything rise into place, nothing is falling, it is only up from here, fellow Aquarius rising, I want you to put the home emoji in the comment section below, just for this energy of a new space, a new home. And even if the move is in regards to somebody moving in with you, it's still going to create a new energy, a new space, a new dynamic, sprucing up. Things are going to be changed around and all of that stuff, right? Redecorating, whatever it is, it's still going to feel new and a new home in that sense. So tap into that newness and put the house emoji, home emoji. And if you're buying a home, congratulations, all of that. It's good stuff, good stuff. So tap in by putting that emoji, home emoji, in the comment section below. And we're gonna keep it moving. Let me see, I got a comment here. Okay, those are just trolls. We're going to keep it moving, finalizing it. Last sign, Pisces Rising. You're up. Let's see what you need to keep most in mind and heart this week to help everything rise into place for the Pisces Rising Collective. We are still in Pisces season. They'll be back, Pisces Rising. Expect to hear from them soon. Right away, I'm going to tell y'all your emoji is going to be that letter with the heart. There's a little white letter with the red heart. That's going to be the emoji, okay? Because whether it's by letter, whether it's by text, whether it's by email, whether it's them showing up on your job or showing up at your work or showing up at your house or showing up wherever it is, or they see where you're going to be on social media because you've got an event and you're doing the event and then they're going to just show up at the... They're coming. They're coming, and it is right in alignment with a Venus retrograde and day shy of a Mercury retrograde. It brings them back. So whoever this is, whatever this can, again, doesn't necessarily have to be love, but I am definitely getting the love energy, especially with the heart, particularly on this here, and the soon. Expect to hear from them soon. It could very well be this week in particular. So prepare yourself. Think about what it is that you think, that you feel, what you would say, what you would do if this is resonating, and if there is a particular person that you don't feel a sense of closure from and that you would have really liked to kind of get some type of closure from. Yeah, it's love. Yeah, he's coming back. And I say he because I am definitely feeling more divine feminine energy receiving this message right now, and he is coming back. This can also, even if it is, a male watching this reading, it is an energy of a female that is very much in her heart-centered leadership, leading with the heart and coming through with heartfelt testimony, apology, expression, whatever it may be. So definitely prepare yourself for that. Again, it's a heads up so that you can kind of know what you're going to say, what you're going to do, how you're going to feel. Wow. And then the 6 of Cups in the reversal position, a lot of nostalgia, a lot of memories, a lot of the energy of going back. This is a dynamic that you could have known this person when you were a child. You could have, this could be a soulmate. This could be someone with past life relationship. This could be a twin flame energy. This could also be that kind of runner chaser, separating, come back together, separating, come back, coming back together kind of thing. And they're doing this again. This is also hearkening discernment in regards to the roller coaster, in regards to the merry-go-round, and you deciding how much you want to keep doing that. If you want to get back on this ride, there's always an energy where you can pivot. It doesn't mean that you have to stop talking to this person. It doesn't mean you don't have to accept the apology. It's really just a question for you now to decide if you're looking back at the way things were. If you've got the memories, if there's the nostalgia, don't just look at the good things that will make you want to be weak for them again. Look at the things that made it end. Pay attention to that too, so that you can figure out exactly how you want to pivot, exactly what you want it to look like this time, because you at the very least are going to know that you don't want it to be the way that it's always been, because chances are if it continues the way that it's always been when they come back, it's going to end the way that it always ends, and then the cycle will continue. There's got to be a give. Something's got to shift. Something's got to switch. And they have to be on notice if they're allowed, if you allow them to come back into your space. Something's got to be different. And this is where you have the time and this heads up with this reading, if it's resonating with you, to decide what that's going to be. What are the new boundaries going to be? What are the new terms for this agreement, for this arrangement? Especially when we're tapping into a Mercury retrograde coming in on the 14th with a lunar eclipse and a Venus retrograde, because it's just going to get more complicated when Mercury joins Venus in terms of communication and in terms of love and relationships, right? With a lunar eclipse at that. So pay attention to now, especially before the 14th, in regards to exactly how you want this dynamic to look and feel like that's different than a way that it was, so that pivot can happen and so that you can be more in an empowered dynamic and a more of an energy of love, of fairness, of community, of just feeling like you're looking out for each other. And this is not just them being able to be comfortable to come back because you always take them back, right? If it is a cycle, if it is a pattern, then there'd be no reason for them not to try again. So the question is just, is it going to be the same? Are they going to receive you the same way? And are you going to allow that merry-go-round, that roller coaster ride to continue to go up and down, round and around we go, ultimately? It's up to you. So I hope that resonates, Pisces Rising. I hope that it helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. And if you do resonate with this reading, then again, you got the emoji notice from the beginning, right? The little letter with the heart is the emoji to put in the comments below to claim this reading. And just again, be discerning in regards to what you want it to look like this time around, if you're even choosing for it to be again this time around. You've got a heads up to really feel this through and think this through, come into alignment with the head and the heart. The letter energy is about communication. We've got Mercury and Venus retrograde in this emoji right here. The letter is Mercury and that heart is Venus. Beautiful alignment. So come into the head, that is Mercury, and the heart, that is Venus. Come into this unison, bring them in so that you can decide from a much more empowered position exactly how you want it to go this time around, because it cannot be the same. It should not be the same, because then the cycle will continue. And if you're not in it right now for a reason, don't put yourself back in it, because then you're just going to make it happen over and over again exactly the same way. Definition of insanity, right? I hope that resonates. Until the next time, thank you, Pisces Rising. That is your message. Y'all, we made it to the end. I like doing the lives. I think it's better. We're going to do this. So join me every Sunday. I'll be right here live at 5, reading for the rising signs, doing oracle observations for the rising signs. Quick, as you see, in and out, just to get your message for the week, to see how everything rises into place, to give you that heads up in regards to what it is that you need to keep most in mind and heart to help everything rise into place. So I hope I see you next week. I will be doing the chapters and the timestamps and all of that good stuff so that you can get right to where you need to be to get your message. And we'll keep it moving. And I will see you next week. And I do my lives every Tuesday as well, right here, as well as on Instagram. Follow me, Sabrina Sahara Shares, on Instagram as well. And I'll be doing Tuesday Tea at 2 every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll see you there and here and everywhere. Have a good one. Until the next time, in the meantime and in between time, lest we forget, time to get back to natural. Peace.